Hanging on the cool. Hanging on the cool.
Banging on the speakers, ayy. This shit feel nostalgic, ayy. Feel like I was Frank, ultra from the palette, ultra from the aura, ayy. Shine like ultraviolet, ayy. You should bag up from me, cause I tend to get violent.
Have everybody's attention, please. We are now boarding the brothership. Chew, the only place in outer space where the nerds come for the content and the culture. As always, we are your hosts, the co-captains of the Cool Kids, aka Gang Kai's favorite guys. And let us never forget the deadliest backcourt in the podcasting industry. Not Steph and Seth Curry. No, Matt and Trav. Preaching the good word on all things nerd. Tis I, the frozen one, Mr. Matthew Porter, aka a tall glass of gin, woo, and juice. Here with my bro pilot, my pod tonic life partner, the scholar from Planet Sadala himself, Mr. Troll Told Trav. Beam them up, Travie.
Man, you know who it is. It's the kid Troll Told Trav. And as always, I say this with saying pride because Lord Beerus knows that I've never been a cheater. No. And I always stay with one woman like Vegeta.
And here, no joke.
Exactly. We ain't paying that. We are not. Because at the brothership, right here, we take flight.
Blast off.
But when it comes to our takes, don't take our heads. We ain't no kite.
We die on screen.
We are back with another edition of BSPGT. Question mark for the T?
Right. Hey, Trav. The T managed to last another week.
You know, it's
the T felt us coming.
It's on life alert. I'll say that because I do have some questions for you that I think some people are thinking the same thing. But
for sure,
we're back.
For sure.
We're still being the good soldiers that we are and fighting through Tougen Anki, you know?
We are.
There's still hope.
I am hopeful. Episode 13 made me hope, and it's funny, Trav, because I know we want to cover this a bit differently than we typically do since we're doing 2 episodes for both. Well, really quick, we're covering episodes 13 and 14 for both Gachiakuda and Tougen Anki.
Yes.
Episodes titled respectively. So 13 and 14 for Tougen, because we're going to do Tougen first because it's a bit quicker this week. Mikado,
every week,
like the Gate of God, was episode 13 exactly, and episode 14, Personal Rule. And then for Gachiakuda, episode 13 was titled An Empty Gaze. Episode 14, The Storm Before the Storm. Bro, 13. Oh, we'll get to Gachiakuda.
Yeah. We'll get there.
Oh, man.
This is why we started with the Tougen.
For real shit. So, Trav, before we talk about it a bit differently like you wanted to, episode 13 of Tougen is what the fuck I wanted from this show. Like episode 4 of Tougen. Like this should have been the thing. Like the mission that the team goes on out in the world. They all have matching unis now. We get more Momotaro things. We probably met another child of Kishin that the Momotaro have put onto their ranks. And now we have like interesting storylines that we can sink our teeth into. And this new Momotaro captain, he's so much cooler and more interesting than Subakiri.
Like, he is. He's still a dickhead.
Was it Shinya? Like I like him so much better.
Yeah,
than Subakiri,
Shinya. Shinya.
Super dickhead, mega dickhead. But like he actually has like his power, fire. Like his temperament, fire. His swag, fire. Like Subakiri is like Suba who?
Like, yo, Suba, get the fuck out of here.
Suba care, not me. That's what his name is. That's what his name is.
Suba kill yourself. Know what I'm saying?
Suba kill me.
Yeah.
We were over that shit. But yeah, bro, it's just like I feel like they felt us about to pull the plug and replace it with the challenge. The challenge vets.
I know. Like because that is turning up. I still gotta see last week's, but that is turning up.
Too, but that's going ham. So Tougen was like, shit, we gotta step our game up, yeah.
Oh man, they're trying. They're trying.
I really liked episode 13. 13 and 14 seemed like it was one episode, but I'm liking where this is at. But for them to have waited 13 whole episodes, like I don't blame anybody who got off the ship already. I'm not even mad at him.
Yeah, and I still honestly even though we did get some better episodes, I would say I still give out the recommendation
super,
of
super short leash, super short
if you got off the if you jumped off the wagon, I would just wait until the
till
trip
it
is
finishes
fully
out.
complete and you can just do a direct flight. So
Yeah, they got that Aaron Nola short leash. Like, all right, one time through the lineup, and then you got to get the fuck up out of here.
yeah. And like, so for episodes 13 and 14, the true big takeaway is the introduction of Mikado,
Yes.
who is a Momotaro. He reports to Shinya, but he meets Shiki, who is under the disguise of Natsu, and befriends him and befriends him to the point where I'm like, yo, he kind of feeling blown away. It was kind of a little
incest,
a little different, but okay. But yeah, and I think this is going to be the first Momotaro we finally see is conflicted between going against an Oni. He's befriended, and but we also even learn in episode 14.
He has moral high ground.
Yeah,
like
which is even titled after him. His personal rule is that he doesn't kill
Onis that save people. Yeah. He won't kill them. Yeah, which I fuck with that, bro. Like, and again, like, I'm starting to realize, I don't even say I'm starting to realize, but one thing that I will say that I'm starting to pick up on, gone are the days where the opening scroll, the opening theme and the ending theme were just kind of like cool, fun set pieces for shows to just like give you something jazzy before you enter in. They're snitching on the plot points in these opening intros now, bro.
Oh, I feel like they've always done that.
I feel like Bleach was always the one that it didn't have shit to do with the show.
Yeah, no, Bleach was just fun.
Fun. Yeah, like
not today.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's same with like Dragon Ball, Naruto. Like, it's just like, like, oh, slice of life intros. But I feel like with Tougen and definitely Gachiakuda, they're like spilling the beans on shit, because we actually see in the new opening intro for Tougen Anki that Mikado has the same or very similar powers to Shiki, but just Momotaro ways. Like, what's that shit called? I want to keep calling it bacteria, but I know it's not called that. What's their spores called? The Momotaro, like I forget what the fuck it's called. Like what their powers like resonate as, like those black spores.
Let me
I
find
don't know
out.
why in my brain I keep wanting to call it bacteria, but I'll keep talking. So yeah, in the opening intro, we see Mikado and Shiki facing off, and they're both using like gun manifestations of their power. And I had said to you, Trav, off mic, that Mikado has the same mole.
Black bacteria.
What did I just say I wanted to call it? Did I say bacteria?
Hey, let's go. You just got the black.
The
Negro bacteria.
Negro bacteria, name of this episode. but Mikado has the same mole on his chin that Shiki has, which makes me feel like he is a child of Kishin that the Momotaro brought up. Might I just say, one of the funniest things that I think this show has done, and I don't even know if they did it on purpose, I love how the Momotaro, like when their street disguise is police, like they disguise themselves as cops, like on the streets for the normies. I almost flipped my shit in the funniest of ways when Madano referred to the Momotaro as the Momo. Like Popo,
yeah, the Momo,
fucking crying, laughing. I was like, "That's the funniest shit in the world." That they hide in plain sight as cops, and Madano refers to him as the Momo.
Hey, they are the ops too, which
that's what I'm saying.
Could be viewed as the ops in real life. You never know, depending on who you speak to.
He said, "Swine ass nigga," pigs, fucking pigs. But yeah, him calling him the Momo was funny as shit.
Yeah, no, for sure. But so I mean, what I guess now that we've kind of hit the halfway point, right? And how do we currently feel about Tougen Anki right now?
Like I said, pre-episode 13, I was 100% ready to kick that shit the fuck out from My Hero or challenge vets and new threats, bro. like dead ass. Yeah. But again, like the introduction of Mikado and him potentially being another child of Kishin, and then like I said, the homie, forgot his name, Shinya and everything. Now that they're like introducing characters of depth And they're finally giving the fucking Oni that we all know like actual personality. Like I know, and before people come like, oh my god, they're also like loud and boisterous and like I get it. Like they've been given their shine, but I meant like now they're actually giving me like reasons to care about them. Like Jin saving the two girls because he's having like memories of like his sister, his older sister. Now I'm like, oh shit, what's the backstory there? Which then makes me think more of like, you know, Jin's scars and who his dad is. And we know his dad's a Momotaro and everything. So it's like they're giving me things to latch on to, which through 12 episodes, I had nothing to care about. Like I ain't give a fuck about that little girl. that she kept like, oh, I want her to live a great life and I wonder what she's doing. Like she's right there, bro. She's been right there this whole time.
Yeah.
Like May. Like I was just like, you know, like we don't care about Super Kiri's backstory unless his hidden child is something of significance. Like don't care.
I mean, that's but and almost an opposite way. That's where I'm like, well, first off, I think the first arc could have been an email.
1000%.
I think
first
that
they name of this episode.
Yeah, exactly. They could have cut half of that arc.
That only needed like 4 or 5 episodes, if that.
Yeah, because I think they were really trying to just really enforce how ruthless the Momotaro could be.
Yep.
And we got that with Tsubakiri early, and it just felt like it dragged on. And the whole now with Jin and his connection to the little girl, and then also like his connection to his sister, don't you think it would have then made more sense for him to be like have that connection with May?
Yeah.
And then we could have then gotten some sort of backstory, or not even a full backstory, at least something into Jin's past, where I'm sure they're going to get into, but I just think that I still feel like, so one of my other questions for you was what would you change about the current pacing and storyline? I think that right now it feels jumbled. It feels like they don't have a direction. Like they have one direction, but then they go other directions. You know, like it feels that right now, obviously, ever since it was revealed that Shiki is a child of the Kishin, obviously now Shinya's after him because he's a child of the Kishin. But it just, I hope that there's more to this story than just like next person tries to combat Shiki, gets stopped by him and his people, rinse and repeat. And
if each arc is like an introduction of another potential child of Kishin, I will get over it really, really fast.
Yeah, like like Shinya, to your point right now, is just a cooler, more swaggier Tsubakiri. Yeah. And which makes him a little bit more likable. I mean, overall, most of the Momotaro outside of Mikado and the one intern who I already forget her name, just because she I forget. She wasn't even like, I wouldn't even say I like her. It was just, she was just different than the other Momotaro. But I mean,
Shorty like with the glasses.
They all dickheads, and I just think that this concept of, all right, it's the chase to get after Shiki and his powers. Okay, this, while there seem like there's promise right now because they're starting to finally give other characters some shine while also giving us a little bit of insight into them. I hope, you know, even though it's baby steps, it is trending in the right direction, but I do have my cautious like meters up, because it's like, okay, if they just defeat Shinya and then the next Momotaro who came across Shiki is like, oh, well, because we already know,
I'm gonna get you.
Yeah, we already know the bull that he fought in the first episode. He's like, no, that's mine. Like, he's mine. I'm gonna be the one to bring him in. And then also too, though, it's like, I hope that we just see a little bit of a variety. Like, I had another thought too, but I just blanked out of it. So
I feel you on that, bro. And you actually just said something that made me think of some shit. So we know that every time the Momotaro start to win in this battle, 8 kids of Kishin show up to even it out and bring everybody back to 500. So that being known lore would lead me to believe that this is like a repetitive cycle that has happened many times. Like Momotaro go up, 8 kids is Kishin clap, or whatever happens to them kids happens to them kids. Why did the Momotaro think that this time will be different? Like, what's so special about Shiki? If kids of Kishin have come up through generations, 8 of them to be exact, every time the Momotaro went in the battle, why are they so hyper fixated on Shiki? Like wow, that like, and maybe that's the thing, that's the hook to make the show like worthwhile. But I'm just like, if y'all kind of have a wash and repeat of your existence, like we win, 8 kids show up, they kind of come back, then we stalemate, then we win, 8 kid, like whatever the cycle is. Why do they feel now is the thing that's gonna like, oh, we're gonna get them this time?
I remember what I was also gonna say, and before I lose it, I feel like they've gone way too long without giving us a brief or even just a little preview of what Madano can do. Because once again, when Shinya captures Jin and is like, oh, so he must know the whereabouts of Shiki, but also
Mudano's that,
Mudano's involved. All right, that's gonna be a problem because
everybody keeps citing him as a problem.
Yo, they keep saying like, yo, he's gonna be a problem, and we still haven't. Like, the only time we saw him in action, he made a huge blunder and they all got trapped. So
speaking of blunder,
I'm trying to see it. I still don't know.
Is still in that box?
That's what I'm saying.
She ain't been at base camp with the Momotaros. Like, is she still just in that box, just waiting for a motherfucker to leave her go away?
like what, Madonna? Why are you the boogeyman right now? Like,
bro,
this was
all we know is that you jacking engine swag with the umbrella. That's all we know.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Engine the only umbrella user we acknowledge right now, bro. Like, what are you doing, bro? We don't know what you do. We don't know how you cook. We just know that you rollerblade around.
Yo, we don't know. We don't know what you preheat the oven at. We don't know what seasonings you put into it. We don't know anything. Like, this feels like before your boy Aubrey Graham finally got felt froggy and decided to test Kendrick and got washed. But like, this was
case, by the way.
Yeah, but it feels like the in the rap game when everyone was calling Kendrick the boogeyman because no one ever wanted to say his name or challenge him in a rap beef. This is what it feels like. Madano, they keep on talking about him but not coming at him. Like,
it's like it's like when Naruto finds Jiraiya all drunk and shit, and he just never sobers up and becomes a great sensei. Like, that's what this feels like.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, it's like Goku finding Master Roshi at Kame House, and he's just a pervy lech and never teaches him the Kamehameha.
That's what I'm saying.
Bro, what do you do, bro?
Beerus and Whis never trained Goku. They just mooch off of Earth's food. That's it.
It's like my man's legend is being grossly exaggerated, and I'm just like waiting for him to cook, yo. Like,
and let me tell you, bro, if the first time he fights he gets like offed or severely damaged, I'm off on Mudano completely.
Done with him, yo.
I don't want to hear y'all talk about him again. Like, we done hearing about him. Like, you about to be James Harden, right? You know, they talk about how great you are in the regular season. In the playoffs, you choke every single time. Like, come on now.
To make a Phillies reference, but it's too soon. The wound's still too fresh. Still too fresh.
Yeah, you know. What were you about to say? Mudano Kettering? Sometimes you just gotta laugh through the pain, man. I mean, that's what he did in that fight against Yomogi, where he just panicked.
Yeah, facts.
Mudano
took a bomb to the face, yo, and it was incapacitated for the rest of the arc.
Yeah, man. So I mean, look, until we see Mudano in action, I'm tired of hearing about him.
I'm putting Mudano in the same box as Juji, Freaky Boy. That's what you.
Yes.
Until he showed me something else. You the sonar nigga. That's what you are, bro.
You just there for vibes. You just a curator right now.
Real shit, dog. You're there so that Child Protective Services won't call the school for leaving like minors undetected. Like that's why you're there. You just a body
Just-
in the house for legal
You're
purposes.
just a glorified babysitter right now.
Yo, like Big Shaq, right? Like that little pink thing in the trash can does more shit. Like the one that brings you messages and shit. Like, yeah, they do more shit than Madonna does, bro.
That's what I'm
Like,
saying, man. This
like
shit
they let
crazy.
motherfuckers know, like, hey, yo, Oni attack on this island, they need help. Like Madonna don't do shit, bro. Like,
Nah, nothing.
like, you know what? He bought the wigs for their costumes for them to go like go through the city and like, be able to live a normal life for a second, bro. But yeah, but I'm with you, bro. Like I'm still major side eyeing this show. Like, yeah, I need y'all to show me something. But like I said, episode 13 specifically, they're like, all right, cool. They're giving some depth to some characters. Like they're adding some gray area.
They're looking like they could go somewhere, but
exactly. It could go somewhere.
There's still like little tropes that they're repeating where it's like, okay, don't fall in that same trap again, because Shinya seems like he could be a cool villain to actually like get to know and like.
Yeah.
But let's tread lightly now.
We'll see. But yeah, and I'm liking. I will say one thing. And I guess this kind of speaks to, like, I don't know whether you want to consider it an issue with this show or not, but I'm finding the Momotaro ranks to be infinitely more interesting than the Oni ranks, bro. Like,
oh yeah. Well, the Oni,
outside of Sakiri, like all the other Momotaro that we've met so far, like the one with the sage and the fortune teller one that we met with the glasses at the end of this episode, I thought that person was cool. Like we're finding like I'm finding like a lot of the Momotaro are like, oh shit, I like their design. Oh shit, I like this person. Oh shit, this dynamic is cool.
Well, to that point, I would love, instead of giving us like all these episodes where we're seeing these little interactions with Shiki and his classmates and the Oni, and they're not of any substance. If they just gave us a few episodes of just showing the dynamics between the Momotaro,
I'd be down for that.
I would love that, because it seems like
14 gave us some of that, like,
a little bit, because obviously, I mean, the one Momotaro was talking about it as if like they were gang members. He's like, "Yo, you're encroaching on my territory."
Oh, the boy, like I don't know if he's supposed to be black or he just got a real bad thing. But
he looked like
I thought that sounded like the homie Johnny Young Bosch. I don't know if it was him though.
So for Tougen, I watched the Japanese dub.
Yeah,
so, but I'll have to check out the English dub. But
I don't think it was him, but it sounded a lot like the voice sounded super familiar. Matter of fact,
okay,
this is Googleable. We can just. Google
but yeah, man, they were talking like they each got their own territories, as if like they selling their own product. So I would love to know what is the dynamics between these different ranks of Momotaro, because they all seem like they don't really fuck with each other.
Yeah, none of them. Like,
they don't seem like they fuck with each other at all.
So the one who's either black or has a tan is actually played by voice actor Kevin Andrew Rivera, who, funnily enough, played the voice of Swiper on Dora the Explorer.
Wow, what a come up!
He was in a lot of other things too, like actually.
Well, not a come up because Swiper was a big role.
Big one. But he's played the voice in like a bunch of animes, like a character in Dandadan, a character in Mobile Suit Gundam, GQUX, which is actually fire on Amazon Prime. Highly recommended. Yeah, so he's done some stuff before, but it sounded like a familiar voice. But yeah, the Momotaro seemed to be infinitely more interesting. I wouldn't be mad at a whole episode. Like you were saying, like I kind of like the gang aspect of it, because like at first with the Momotaro, it seemed like, with their primary function being like, oh, just hunt Oni, kill them, like basically Soul Reapers, like they seemed very one-dimensional. Like,
100%. Yeah,
very all right, cool. Like it don't matter whether you're right or wrong, or these are like normal Onis just trying to live a regular life. You're just like, kill Onis. Like that's boring. But
right.
But now it's like, yeah, they running gang operations. They got nightclubs and shit.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, cool. They a little spicy. All right, bet.
Right. They're doing some shit. So
shout out to Shinya.
Yeah. So there's there's potential there. They just gotta hopefully they can stick the landing. But
Yeah.
that's all I got for Tougen.
That's I mean, we can jump to the superior anime now. Hey,
Gachiakuda.
got you in check. Oh, this fucking show, man. Yo, like,
The best, man.
Like high key. Like I've said this to you. I've said this on the socials. Like this show is shooting up the ranks. So like my
hey,
favorite
look,
anime
we
is all
real
time.
quick too. Hey, English dub.
Yeah,
Don't fall too far behind.
Hey, look, I know y'all on that 2-week hiatus. Stop playing.
That's what I'm saying because y'all dub is great. Y'all dub is great.
Stop playing.
Don't fall too behind because I mean I'm always gonna watch the English versions when they do drop. But man, it does stink though that like I'm gonna have to just because I'm not gonna wait.
Yeah,
right?
I can't wait 2 weeks.
I'm not gonna wait.
I refuse to hop on Crunchyroll and hit watch and know that there's 2 more episodes that I can watch.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm gonna watch the sub and then hopefully with Life Doesn't Life and I can keep going back and watching the English dub. But I'm just saying, y'all don't listen. Whenever this season ends, whatever y'all got to do to figure it out to stay on the same simul dub schedule. Yeah, stay on that.
Do what you got to do.
Stay on that. Yeah.
You know what's probably gonna happen. You know, like once like Thanksgiving and shit start rolling around, and the sub might take a little break. The double, like, all right, this is our chance.
That's what I'm saying. The last 200 of the 400 meters, you got to get that sprint in.
High hands, brother.
That's what I'm saying. Hands through the pocket. Hands through the pocket, dog. You know what I mean?
You feel me? In through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth.
That's
what I
said. Breathe easy.
Yeah. Stay hydrated, bro. Don't want to cramp up.
And no, eat your bananas.
Then my man get that potassium popping.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, bro. Like, all right. So let's just dive in, bro. Episode 13.
Yep.
We get Amo's backstory. What a fucking episode, yo.
Yeah, man. I gotta. So I mean. Well, actually,
no, you just got to take a moment, just like appreciate the
I
show,
guess the first question I'll ask is, how did the storytelling of Amo's backstory impact you as a viewer?
So, going back to stuff that we like in early BSPGT episodes when it was just like, oh shit, they went there. Like even episode 12 when Rudo teed off on Amo. It was like, oh shit.
They really teed off.
Yeah, like went ham.
To the point where you're like, all right, chill, Rudo. Chill. I like you, Rudo. Chill.
Exactly. Or even Tougen Anki when Subakiri
killed the young boy.
Yeah, killed the young boy. Just like, oh, like a lot of these shows. And it's so crazy. Aside to what I'm about to say, it sounds weird to say like I'm enjoying XYZ, but in a world where all of us or a lot of us have become like hypersensitive and like everything has to be PC, I am enjoying that this show is touching on sensitive topics, or like they're not afraid to be like, hey, fucked up shit happens in the world. This is fantasy. This is made up. These aren't real people doing these things. We should be able to explore this type of source material and it not get canceled for it. So it's like, to circle back to what you said, for them to approach Amo literally getting sex trafficked, like not figuratively, not metaphorically. She was literally sex trafficked by her mom. Like, how they touched it and framed it through the gaze of like Amo, how she copes with stuff. I thought that was like disastrously beautiful, because I feel like it gave you a look into like,
Great way to put it.
I appreciate you, big dog. I feel like there's a lot of victims in those circumstances where it's like they try to find a happy place, like in a really bad situation. And it's like, as a father of 2 daughters, it's like, that affected me in a way. It's like, you sick son of a bitch.
Man.
But on the flip side of it, and again, there's no like politically correct way to like have these opinions. I really admire the fact that Amo doesn't allow her circumstances to define who she is. Like, she's just like, yeah, these shitty things happen to me, but Amo's gonna be Amo. Amo's still gonna love. Amo's still gonna like want friends. Amo's still like, because she could very easily just have been like turned very bitter, very jaded, very evil, just like fuck everybody. Everybody does me dirty, but just like she still wants companionship. She still wants to be loved. She still wants to give love. So for a little girl to survive such a traumatic existence and still find good in
Yeah.
things, that's beautiful messaging in like a very ugly circumstance.
I know. Well, she's almost still that child that's seeking that love and
Yeah.
validation
Yeah.
from her peers, and I think that the way that they essentially just depicted the grooming that was happening
Yeah.
um, through the child like cartoonish crayon sketch art,
Mm-hmm.
um, it was
Or
powerful.
or
It was
even
powerful to me because of that artwork was like it took away he took away her childhood,
yeah.
and
And even the
they
music they
depict.
would play like in the drawings was like fucked up kid music. It was like, ooh,
Mm-hmm,
yeah, this
mm-hmm,
they you
mm-hmm,
weren't meant to feel good about it. Like it was like, ooh,
mm-hmm,
this is nasty.
mm-hmm,
Like
mm-hmm.
I know what's happening behind these drawings and I don't like it.
Yep, yep. Yeah, like use like it was like a metaphor behind of like ripping her childhood away from her, and while she still was
Mhm.
that like little kid at heart and still in her essence, he was still just
Yeah.
being a piece of shit and taking advantage of her,
And
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 it was yeah.
I appreciate the creativity in the dialogue, how they would have the freaky bull say certain things that let you know that this has been happening to her all the time. Like it's not just like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, this is an isolated thing. Like when he was just like, oh, let's do our special ritual, or he was just like, how many times do I have to teach you the same lessons? Like so it's like those things without us having to see her repeatedly be abused over the course of years. Those lines like set the stage like, oh, this motherfucker's been a piece of shit to her since she touched down in this tower. Like this is
And
like
there's
he
something
didn't wait
about
for her to become an adult to start doing fucked up shit. Like this has been happening. Like terrible.
yeah. And there's something about the artwork of the intense black lines and the
Mm-hmm.
intense gaze that they put on characters to emphasize how creepy and fucked up they are.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, yeah. I really
It
like how
just
they do that.
it just adds to it. So do you think um more anime in this new era will continue to tackle real life issues like Gachiakuda and Lazarus? Because I do think
That
that
was the
anime
last.
has always had that element of you can take the beauty of anime is that there's always been messaging behind it that you can apply to your real life.
Oh yeah.
But I feel like with some of these new anime, they're actually depicting these real life issues. Like, I
I
mean,
love it.
you and I spoke about in one of the last episodes of just Engine talking to Rudo about just real life trauma and having that moment man to man that we
Yeah, he's like,
don't
I love
see.
women, but I can't commit.
Right, like
Yeah.
having like that vulnerable moment between
Love
an
it.
older man with a younger man, and it depicting that within anime, it goes to the plight that we see today of like having men express their feelings a lot more, and I feel like Gachiakuda between that then in this episode, I think they're doing a great job of blending fantasy but also still hitting you hard with some real life messaging that you can really take home with.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. And it's crazy, like it's unrelated but a parallel. But I had seen a post today that Marlon Wayans, because the Wayans got Scary Movie back, like they
Mm-hmm.
reclaimed the rights to it, and he had put a post out, or somebody had reported that he had said in an interview that Scary Movie 6 is going back to its roots of joking on everybody. Like comedy is meant to be funny. It's meant to be like mildly offensive. It's not supposed to pick and choose people. It's like we laugh at everybody because everybody likes to laugh. Like, like things that people have said about comedy for forever.
Yep.
Like there shouldn't really, the thing about comedy is you tell these jokes to people because they're not these types of people. Like, like
Mm-hmm.
you're not gonna make like murder jokes in prison. Like, like,
Yeah, like there's always like while comedy has always been the line of like, oh, we're gonna and anybody can get it, there's always been
yeah, like
also
you read the
there's
room. Yeah.
there's always also been a line where like there's some shit that they won't say.
Exactly. But I brought that example up of Scary Movie saying out loud, like, hey, like we know that we're in a politically correct, very hypersensitive world, but nah, we going back to the old school. We joking on everybody, everything all the time, and it's gonna be great. hearing that and then watching shows like Gachiakuda and Tougen Anki does make me feel like creators are starting to.
Hey, don't put Tougen yet in
You're
Gachi
right. You're right.
in the
My
same.
bad. My
Yeah,
bad.
yeah,
My
yeah,
bad.
yeah.
My bad.
They just happen to follow
Gachiakuda.
the same schedule.
Exactly. You're right. My fault. My fault. Got ahead of myself. My bad. Players messed up too, big dog. But I was gonna say, like, it's giving me a sense of excitement that it seems like these creators of these shows, whether they be live action or anime, are starting to shed the fear of getting canceled, and they're just like, I just want to create quality content for people to enjoy. It's not going to be for everybody, but you have the right to not watch it. Like, and it just
Right.
let that be that. And it's just like, because I feel like, especially around COVID time, so many people would just be like, I would love to put this out, but 2% of the world isn't going to like it, so I'm not going to do it. But now it seems like, hey, like, we know that we can't appease everybody. Like, I don't want the fear of backlash to prevent this amazing material from coming out. Because again, like, even though the Amo stuff can be seen as like quite uncomfortable, I'm sure that there's probably somebody in the world who might have watched that, who's like, hey, like, I survived a situation like this. And like, to see, again, we talk about representation and inclusion all the time, and again, that's a fucked up thing to like be part of representation for. Like, oh, hey, I can relate to that because it happened to me, but unfortunately that has happened to people. So like, again, Amo being strong enough to survive her circumstance and like overcome it, I'm sure that that's probably inspirational for somebody that might have gone through that, who might still be working through it. And it's just like, oh shit, like, Amo high key might become like a beacon for survivors, like dead ass, yo, like on some real shit. And I think that'd be a beautiful thing, yo, like, because I fuck with Amo. Like,
Oh, me
I
too.
fuck with Amo the
Me
hard
too.
way. Yo. Like, she
I
cool.
want her to become a cleaner. I want her to become a cleaner.
1,000%. All right, but we gotta get into the Angels.
I was gonna ask. Listen, my next question was, what is your theory behind the Angels?
All right, so
I'm gonna let you cook.
I got you. All right, so I have a couple running theories, reckless speculation, but again, like, all of this is very predicated off of certain people have to be certain people for this to work. So we know in episode 13,
Walk us down.
I got you, big dog. So in episode 13, we see two people show up. One of whom is the teeth masked individual that we saw in episode 1 when I almost called him Engine, when Regto was killed. Same person that had the teeth mask that knocked Rudo out and took Regto's diary, by the way. So we see two people, and we also know time wise this invasion of Amo's tower happened the same time that Regto was killed, or in that same month. Like, it was a month ago, which Engine said, oh shit, that was around the same time that Rudo showed up on our front doorstep. So my theory is, a working theory, I think the other masked individual who knocked out Freaky Bull, I think that was Regto. I think the teeth mask wearer, the one with the wings, the one who flew away, the giver with the wings, I think that was the leader of the Raiders that we see in episode 14, the one with the blue gray hair. I think that was him. We know by Amo's story that after she had seen the two angels, only one of them came back, and she's only seen the one since then. Regto's been killed. So that would be a reason why these two don't work. So my theory is, if you remember, Trav, back on the episode when Engine took Rudo to that little shack in the middle of the desert that had all that trash in there, and he was just like, go crazy, have at it. And we saw that there was a TV stand, a TV on top of this pile of dirt. And we see this hooded figure like reaching up into the sky, and he's wearing Rudo's gloves. I think this Watcher series are a series. I think it's on some like Assassin's Creed shit, like where you get the armor pieces, and when you get all the pieces that match, you get a boost.
Yeah.
I think this Watcher series, when all the pieces are assembled, they amplify whatever giver is wearing all the sets. And I think that the goal is to bring down the sphere. They're going to amplify themselves
when they're all connected, or when someone has all the instruments.
When someone's wearing all the instruments at the same time, it might give them enough juice to bring the sphere down. Because remember, when Amo was given Freaky Bull's boots, the angel
Freaky
giver. I'm
wolf.
gonna just keep calling him Freaky.
Yeah,
Wolf.
no, that's what we calling him.
Freaky ass nigga. He has 69
69
God. hey, run for your life.
Run for
But
your life.
when the angel giver or angel mask man gave Amo the boots, he said these will be yours until they're not. Make sure that you give them a lot of love. So I think with Rudo getting the gloves from Regto, with Amo getting the boots from the masked person, if there are other pieces of the Watchers series, I think the plan is give these pieces to people that will care about them, pour love into them to amplify them, so that way when he takes them back, they're already supercharged. And we know that the leader of the Raiders sent Jabber to the tower a couple episodes ago. He was just like, yo, they in no man's land, head over there. And we see at the end of episode 13, we don't see what happens, but Amo gets ambushed by somebody, and we hear her screaming, and we hear her say, like, give him back, give him back, give him back. And then we see Jabber leaving with the book bag, and he's just like, I'm glad that wasn't a waste of time because this desert sucks. And then we see in episode 14, the leader of the Raiders has the boots. So one would assume Jabber went to get the boots back. So here's where my reckless speculation starts to go into. So I went back and watched episode 1. And in episode 1, we see Regto on the clean side of the fence up on the sphere. And we see him with his notebook, and we see him taking down notes. I think Regto was potentially casing the joint. I think he's been like studying like the inner city of the sphere, just like learning the layout, figuring out where everything is, studying the people's habits. Because I feel, going back to a conversation that we had on the previous episode, where we don't know much about Rudo's parents. We don't know shit about his mom. We've only heard about his dad, and we only know that he went on a murdering spree and got cast into the pit. I think the Raiders leader is Rudo's dad. I think the murder spree that he went on was something to do with why he's trying to bring down the sphere. So where my super reckless speculation is, going back to Lauren's theory of everybody could possibly be a giver, and that's why the spherites make people throw away so they won't develop attachments and then unleash their power. I had said that what if the thing that holds up the sphere is a giver? Like, what if that's their power? Which, funnily enough, we see in episode 14 that the shield for the cleaner's base is a giver. We know that that's a giver who keeps the base indestructible. So why wouldn't that be a thing that...
There's also a mystery that they say of how Rudo and those angels were able to survive the border. They're like...
Exactly. Everybody
because
dies.
people seem to get offed at that point.
Exactly. And remember, Trav, I had said to you when I had called you, when I went back and watched episode 1, and they actually brought it up in episode 14. Rudo sees something when he's falling through the thing, but you can't really make out what it is. Like I said, I don't know how deep into deities this show will get, but it looked like a giant something. Like, for my opinion, weirdly enough, it actually kind of looked like the shadow monsters, like in the Adola links in Fire Force. Like, you know how Mom was like one? It kind of looked like that. So again, we know that there's magic in here. So why wouldn't there be like demons or gods or angels or whatever the situation would be? So what if Rudo's mom or Rudo's bloodline is like a royal bloodline? Like people who like have been in the spheres for forever. You know, because he looks different. He got red eyes, white hair. No one else has red eyes and white hair. What if Rudo's mom is the person that's holding up the sphere? Much like how the one girl in Fire Force is like, she's the Adola, like she's like the furnace that's locked in and they want to free her. What if the murder spree that Rudo's dad went on was to try to save her or to save somebody or to take down the hierarchy that's been shitting on everybody, and that's what got him cast out? Because remember, they even say that...
Do you think he had like... So what do you think the Watchmen series comes into play?
So that's the part where I'm a bit... I don't know if that was something that they discovered down there or that was something that they always knew about, but Regto handing Rudo the gloves, like, hey, these gloves are for you, that kind of matches up with him giving Amo the boots, like, hey, put a lot of love into these because I'm going to come back for him one day. Like, you know, and again, I don't know if Regto is necessarily part of the plan, but if he was, maybe he had a change of heart because he grew feelings for Rudo, and maybe that's what got him killed. More reckless speculation. We don't ever see the masked person kill Regto. We just see Rudo walk into the room and the masked person is standing over Regto with the sword in his chest. And Rudo freaks out. Masked person knocks him out. When Rudo comes to, the masked person is gone. We also know that what are the people from the sphere, like the soldiers called, like apostles or something like that? I think that's what they're called, apostles. Maybe
were
not.
they given names?
Yeah, like remember when Rudo was having like the Amo like psychosis? He had like called whatever those soldiers are called. I think they're apostles. If they're not, we'll just call them the soldiers. But remember when Rudo had gave bitch ass Chiwa the bunny rabbit thing, and he was hype as shit, and he's like, "Oh, I can't wait to see Recto's stupid face." He runs into a group of the white cloaks coming from like where his home is, and then he's just like, "Oh, all right, whatever," and then goes past it and finds them. So I'm like, it could be a case where maybe the teeth mask guy, if it's not the leader of the Raiders, but I'm assuming that it is, maybe he came to collect the gloves or to collect Rudo or to like to have a one-on-one with Regto. If they've been partners this whole time and he shows up and he's dead, he's like, ah, shit, that's my man's. And Trav, you actually pointed out in the Crunchyroll trailer for the next arc that started with episode 14, he asked Rudo straight up. He's like, do you want to take down the sphere with me? What if like he like Regto was like his man's and like they've been planning to do it together and Regto got off? He's like, ah, shit, my man's just got killed. Like,
yeah,
I need another homie. So
and then when we were talking about it, one other possible theory that I spun off of you was, what if Recto's giver powers were that he could like create a duplicate and copy to make it seem like to make it seem like he was killed, but it was more so a setup to get Rudo sent down to
get everything set in motion.
So that what could be, if we're going by the theory of like what could be either his pops or someone related to him, that's their way for him to recruit him and get him. And
it's funny because when you said that, Trav, the ending, the new ending for these new episodes, like Regto having the sword through his chest when he was like reaching out was like a part of it. And I was like, that's an interesting thing to include here because that happened so long ago, and now this is like a relevant thing again. And again, these intros and outros seem to be like giving you hints of stuff. So yeah, I'm my big thing is, again, like I don't know who's who, and my reckless speculation only works if that was Regto as the other masked dude. But I do feel that the Watcher series combined is going to give whoever the user is enough juice to bring the sphere down. Because I think, especially now now that we have a name, that there's a border, like we know that there's a thing that stops people from getting up there. Maybe they're like, all right, well, if we can't get up to the sphere, then we gonna bring the sphere down to us. Like, right. And that's what I think that's what the end game is, to get all the Watcher series together to bring that shit crumbling down. Like, again, whatever keeps it floating. Again, my theory is that it's a giver that keeps it up there to neutralize that power and get that bitch to drop, and then just fuck motherfuckers up.
Cause all havoc and chaos.
Yeah, because I'm like, I had originally thought that Regto found Rudo, like on some like orphan type shit. But now it's kind of seeming that like Regto 1000, after going back and watching the first episode again, Regto 1000% had a connection to Rudo's dad. Like he talks to him, like he's like, yeah, like your dad, this, that, and the third. Like he knew who his father was, and it seemed like it was on some like, oh, like take care of my kid, like type time. So it was like, I do believe that there is way more.
His pops was gang.
Yeah, and it's also not lost on me. I just heard what you said. It caught me late. Worst dad ever.
Yeah, right.
Like made his son climb that tall ass tree to spend 10 minutes with him. But I'm like, it's not lost on me that like Regto and the leader of the Raiders like have similar colored hair. Like, so it's like, I'm not like, I don't know if they're brothers or like related or just like whatever, but I definitely feel like Regto was the other masked person. Again, the Watcher series, I think, is meant to bring it down. I'm just excited. I'm just excited for everything that's supposed to come.
Yeah.
Like, I'm wondering like what other pieces of the Watcher series is it? Like, is that cloak one of it? Like on some Harry Potter, Cloak of Invisibility type time?
We're going to find out a lot. And I feel like the episode 14 is the setup for what is about to pop off, or at least like Part 1.
And we got an answer to a question that I've been asking, Trav. Was like, what the fuck is up with the wormholes? That's Shorty's giver power.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was like, yo, why do they keep appearing?
Yeah,
and
I thought that was just like an item that anybody could get. And I was like, well, that's really magical and off kills.
Right.
Like, oh, that's her giver power. And I was like, all right, bet.
And man, look, like we talk about this all the time, but 14 was definitely, I mean, even the title, The Storm Before the Storm, it was a setup episode, right? But still,
it was a really good setup.
Still was so. I mean, we see and learn about Semu's powers, and she is a badass.
Joe Dirte.
Yo, when she slows down time and stops the bazooka, dodges the bullets on some Ultra Instinct type shit, like and it's a black woman, man. Like, yo, Gachiakuda. Yeah, their representation in the show is A1.
When she grabbed the rocket and just turned it around and threw that shit back, bro. Like,
and then we learned that she doesn't want to full use her instrument and wants to.
No, bro. Even that, the lore in this show, bro, like it's so deep. Like, just like people who want to use their weapon to their full extent, they're gonna be attackers and they're gonna have like attack based weapons, or people who are more protective over their precious instrument or their vital instrument, like they're defenders because they don't want to damage them. Like, even that, bro. Like, and then you got like the child core, like whatever that team is, like with Dear Santa, like
I was gonna say Dear Santa and Bro Santa. That was funny.
Yeah, like, I was just like,
and even the way that the Raiders leader just popped up at the bar, just gripped Rudo's neck.
I'm just saying, reckless speculation. That felt like the gentle touch of a loving parent, because he could. I'm saying, like, he like placed it. One thing I'll say this: how you articulate, like, he could have just easily just gripped him up, like just went and just straight choked him. My man just casually just placed his hand around Rudo's neck. And it was just like, it just felt like one of the most threatening things ever. It's just like, hey, like, I don't even need to go banana sandwich on you right now. I could just place my shit right here and you know that I could wreck your shit.
Once again, the cleaners showed that we squad.
Or I love
someone hit the bird call. They said, and they all just popped up.
I love the fact that, like, he put the shit on Rudo's neck. Rudo was just like, all right, we just talking. Nobody snapped.
You too close, man.
Yeah, but as soon as Rudo cocked back the swing, all the cleaners jumped up.
If he fighting, we fighting.
Yo, and just say, he said, wait, nothing happened yet. He said, relax. They just talking. Relax.
For real.
As soon as Rudo cocked back, everybody jumped in. I was like, let's go, yo.
I love how squad they are, man.
Bro,
like,
and I also love, like, how deep Rudo cares about his new people, his newfound family. Like, when he saw them Amo boots, he said, bitch.
He was, he started to see red. He started to see red.
Like,
I do feel like the next episode will get a lot of dialogue between both sides.
Oh, 1000%. And
it's gonna be tense. It's gonna be some. That's why I said English dub. Y'all can't fall back too far, man.
I also like how there seems to be, I won't call it a respect, but it's like there seems to be an understanding between, like, the Raiders and the cleaners. Like, hey, we get as fucked up down here for everybody. As long as y'all don't fuck with us, we won't fuck with y'all. Because, like, when Jabber came wrecking shit, it seemed initially that, like, the Raiders were, like, the direct op. Like, it's like, we fight every time we see each other, squad up. But, like, episode 14 made it seem like, yeah, when it's beef, they're fighting. But outside of that, they kind of stay out of each other's way.
It almost feels like, I feel like we're going to learn that the Raiders and the cleaners have similar goals. They just have different ways to execute it.
It's fuck the sphere. We just go about it different ways. Because it's like, even when they got warped through Chitoni, even when they went through, like, Chitoni's, like, manhole covers, it's like they didn't immediately start fighting. Like, they was just like, all right, y'all brought us here, what's up? Like, or even when the Marauders, and we got more groups. It's not just Raiders and cleaners. We got Marauders. Like, we got when when they showed up to the cleaner base and they was like, "Yo, we heard you housing a spherite," and they figured out it was probably the Raiders that like
They thought they was gonna come through hard body.
facts. Hard body karate, they did not. But like even that, like when Simua was like, "Oh yeah, it was probably them," Engine was just like, seems they're trying to stir up some shit. Like they must be planning something. Like it didn't seem like, oh, the fucking Raiders, I can't stand them. It was just like, I wonder what they're up to. Like,
almost like, oh, they have some shit again.
Let's see what
they doing.
Yeah, like
let's see what they doing.
Like it's like a professional respect, like not like a personal respect. It's just like, yo, like we understand that it's us versus them, like you said, but like we don't fuck with how y'all go about it. Like, how y'all do it ain't kosher. But
that final cut scene with the image of the Raiders versus
standoff.
It reminded me of Civil War, Captain America Civil War. That poster.
Let me temp check you on one thing, Trav. So for the longest, me and you were thinking that Jabber was gonna be Rudo's great rival, but it kind of seems like that's gonna be Zonka's great rival now. Like it seems like Zonka and Jabber, because they were lined up in the face off.
Yeah,
and remember
Zonka been wanting to get his lick back.
Exactly. So it does seem like it seems like Zonka and Jabber are gonna be the matchup. Like
probably because it felt like the leader of the cleaners is so focused on Rudo, and like if there is gonna be like separate face-offs, I feel like Engine and Rudo will like take on the cleaner leader. Or hey, this would be a great time for Arca.
Yeah, Arca to pop up if he can find him.
That's what I'm saying. Like my man got this would be a great time for him to pull up. Like that would actually be dope if he pulled up and the Raiders leader was like, "Shit,
he's shit, all right, we gotta go." Did you notice that in the new opening song for Gachi, which is fire, the new opening intro? Did you notice that like it was a lot of heavy focus on Rudo, Zonka, Engine, and Rio? It's like Tamsi and Delman like weren't really included in like the group shots. Like, I wonder what that was about. Yeah.
I feel like that. I feel like if we're gonna assume that these intros try to like give you little teasers of what's to come, I feel like those are probably gonna be, if there's fights or anything happening, those are probably the main ones happening in this specific arc. But I could be wrong. But I
thought it was interesting, like because Tamsi had like a really big part to play in the previous episodes, so
and they just gave us a glimpse of what he can do.
Exactly. So, and now for like the opening theme, and especially like with the last theme, it like highlighted all the cleaners. Like it was like group A. And now this one is like Delman and Tamsi and Arca and Simu do show up, but like it definitely was like those four they were together every time.
Yeah.
Like really,
well, maybe that beginning intro was like, all right, we're going to introduce you to all the cleaners just so you know who they are. And then for this next arc, here are the ones who we're going to focus on in this, or at least have big moments in this arc.
Right. And I mean, I would love that for Zonka, because I feel like outside of the first fight, or him and Rudo teaming up against Jabber, he's kind of gotten pushed to the back a little bit. Like I feel like he's kind of like been lost in the sauce. Like
and it would make sense too, just given that like out of all the cleaners, even though he has been pushed back to a little bit, he's still like involved, and like it seems like he's one of the first cleaners they're gonna really try to like get us connected to in a way.
Yeah. I'm about to say like that's like Rudo's,
which sometimes means that they're the first one
foreboding.
To die.
I could 1000% see Zonka getting killed, because it's like that's like Rudo's first friend, like loose friend. Like Engine's more a big bro. Rio possible love interest, but it's like Zonka was just like, oh, we threw shit at each other, we bonded. Like, like, type time. Like, so I could see Zonka getting off, and that being like a big gut punch.
Yeah,
I mean, hey, here's the thing: what if Zonka gets offed, Amo fills in his spot. Like whenever Amo comes back, it's like, oh, we gotta open his spot. What's up, girl? Like, and I don't want Zonka to get killed.
I know, right.
But I'm saying that could be a way, like, for her to be like, oh, like we trying to fill this hole in our missing in our ranks, and like I was like,
yes, sir.
Like Rudo's like, I know a guy. Like, but nah, bro, Gachiakuda. I say this every week. I have nothing but good things to say about this show. Like, Like I literally watched the episode twice. That's how good of an episode it was. Like, and again, Trav, me and you had talked about it off mic, but the thing that I'm really loving about this show is how they actually pay off shit that they give us early on. Like we had heard as a throwaway sentence, as a part of a bigger conversation, oh, there's this crazy girl in the desert that says she sees angels. Like, and then that turned into like that reveal of the wings, bro. That shit was like, oh shit. Like, it's crazy. Like, and they keep doing things like that. Like, you know, like even with the old lady doctor from episode 2. She came back, and that's the 2 kids' grandma. Like even that, you know, like, and I even love that when Rudo was just like, "This looks familiar." Yeah, I feel like I've been there before. Yeah,
he still was not bang order.
Oh, hey, Alice, yeah, hell yeah. But it's like even that, bro. Like this show sets stuff up or like frames things, and it's like, hey, like remember that little small thing that you didn't even worry about before? Here it is again. Like,
yeah.
Bro, like when I had said to you when we were talking on the phone the other day, I was just like, yeah, like I feel like Rudo saw something falling through the pit, and then it's like they literally talk about this. Like they was just like, oh, he's like, I don't really remember much from that time. He's like, but I did see something. It's like, what? And he's like, I don't know. Like I can't call it, bro. So this show is just the best. It's the best. It's the best. It's definitely I'll probably say best anime of 2025, easy. Like hands down. Like, and there's been some fire anime that have come out.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, this shit next level shit. But I'm trying to think of if there's anything that we missed. Was there anything else on your sheet that we wanted to talk about?
Nah, I think we covered it all.
Yeah, we recklessly speculated. We covered both episodes, but yeah, bro. I don't know what's coming next. That Crunchyroll trailer just has me super hype. Super hype. And for those who don't know, Gachiakuda manga is still actively happening, and the creator has said that there is so much stuff that he like characters, lore, plot points that this show could continue for several years. And we've been saying this Trav since probably like episode 1 or 2. We was like, we are really hoping that this turns into like one of them ones like a Bleach or a Naruto that like has 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 seasons. And we like, Trav, you actually had said something like really potent that I had wrote with like, I would love for the chance to like grow up with Rudo, like watch Rudo become like,
I would like to see him in different stages versus just
this age. Yeah.
And then just a huge ass time skip at the end that serves as an epilogue.
It's like, because I feel like we were robbed that from Soul Eater, because we know the manga they give us a time skip and we see Black Star older and everything, but the anime just stopped. Like it just kind of just abruptly stopped. It's like, but I would love on some like even if they did it like a Naruto and then the sequel series Naruto Shippuden, like even if they did like a that type thing, I'd be with that. But yeah, just the opportunity to like grow with Rudo. And, you know, potentially lose some people along the way, have some people step up. Like I would love a situation where it's like we're still in the same world, but like the whole landscape has changed because we've been with the show for so long. Like that would be amazing. I would love that. Would love it. I mean, shit. However long this show goes, we'll keep talking about it. That's for true. Brother Chad, do you have any wise words of wisdom for our beautiful people before we close this bad boy out?
And I'm just ready to get shit popping. That's it.
Hell yeah. Get shit popping. That's the wise words of wisdom.
Get shit crack-a-lacking.
Hey, you feel me? Hey, you figure me? Big facts. Big. Well, to the lifers, the new listeners and fellow travelers, we have reached our final destination as we arrive aboard the Nama station. But you know that the journey never really ends, and we know that we can't change this world without you. So lend us your vibes by way of likes, listens, reviews, and subscribes. Emphasis on the subscribes because we're on YouTube now. So smash that like and subscribe button. The easiest way to do that, and how you can also support our sister Star Wars podcast, Annie, Are You Okay? A Star Wars podcast featuring yours truly and super producer Mikey, is by clicking the all-powerful link tree of might in the episode description below. Mikey, if you want to like superimpose like the link tree under my finger, if that's something that's easily done, let's do that. But just like the North, always remember, whether you watch it or you read it, we all still need it. So open up your nerd eye, point it to the sphere or the sky, and we will see you next time aboard the Brothership. See you soon, Space Cow people. Dodon Ray. What do we do with our chickens, Trav?
Take care of your chickens. Make sure you take care of your chickens.
Peace.